Connie Spilhaus, and I've been coming to the Cape where my husband Carl and his family have owned a property since 1987. I was both of us were full-time employed, so we were weekenders only, and I had extra time here because I was a classroom teacher and had the summers off, and this is where I wanted to be. I remember my first weekends in the area because the library really stood out. In those days, it had a beautiful garden in front of a charming brick facade, and I just thought, and I still do, that it's the only really quaint thing about Bourne, since we don't really have a town center. So this has been my center. Initially, I would come for two reasons. It was 1987, and we had no Wi-Fi hookup at our house. It was a summer place. So I'd come and park in the library lot and do what I needed to do on a computer. It was very, very handy. I can walk here practically. It's only 2 miles away. So I really appreciated that. When I got inside the library, I found just wonderful, personable people who seemed to know every book, every movie, every Audible book. That's what I mostly came for. You had a wonderful collection of Audible books, and I love to just get plugged in while I'm doing chores inside and outside of the house. So I've had a lot of enjoyment from that. I had children that this library really didn't compare to the library that we used in Natick where we lived. So they weren't not so interested in cooling off in the library. I found that the children's section was disappointing. Natick had just finished a renovation and expansion of the children's library, and it really had everything. It had low tables and carpeting and toys and computer use, and it was really the place to be. It was wide open, so parents could easily look over and see how their kids were doing if they needed any help, and it was a very safe place, wonderful in the winters. And I wish that Bourne's library had that, and I feel very strongly right now that that should be the very first thing, the very first point of focus for anything that happens to this library, because as a mother of young children, I use the library, and as a grandmother, I use the library. And it is such a nice thing in the winter, if you're living here year-round, to spend time in a pleasant, open place. So the other thing I use the library for now is technology, which is not really very different from the first reasons I came to the library in 1987. It's just of such a comfort, being the age I am and not very tech-wise, to know that I can come in and have some time with Nicholas. So I feel very connected to Nicholas, and think he's just a tremendous asset to the library.